Have you ever looked at yourself and wondered what happened to me? Not physically, but internally. It feels like your light got quieter, the excitement just faded, your confidence is slowly disappearing. It now feels like you're only just existing and not living. You're still showing up, you're still posting, you're still twerking, you're even still smiling sometimes. But deep down, you don't just feel like yourself anymore. Hi there and welcome to my channel. If you're new, Deacon here, and see me as your screen sister. This channel is basically a safe space where we genuinely enjoy taking care of ourselves, from skincare to elevated self-care routines, taking care of ourselves from the inside out. So if you want to be part of something great, part of the women who are taking care of themselves and having fun while doing that, enjoying their lives, elevating their self-care routine, skincare routine, and just glowing up from the inside out, please make sure that you're subscribed. And to my returning subscribers, hey girl, thank you for stopping by again. I'm always excited to have you. Today we're talking about something a little bit deeper than skincare. We're talking about losing your spark, because nobody really prepares you for that phase of life where you slowly stop recognizing yourself. This is such a delicate topic because it's one to be treated with both grace and brutality, but I'll do my best to convey the message with both, just so you understand and at the same time get value from everything that I'll be sharing here today. One thing about losing your spark is that it rarely happens overnight. It happens slowly, it happens quietly, until one day you realize that the part of you that used to, dream, laugh out loudly, flirt with life, be excited about life, create things, just feel so far away. For me, I've always been that girl that would say could never be me, because I've always been someone that is so full of life in my own way. I'm always hopeful, always expectant. So when it comes to losing your spark, even though I've had conversations around that topic, it was never something that I really envisioned happening to me. And this is the trick about losing your spark. You sometimes don't feel it or see it creeping in. Now, something happened in my life in 2023. I had one of the most brutal emotional moments that really broke me down to the point that I felt like I didn't want to be seen by anyone. But this did not happen drastically, it happened slowly. I would feel like I was exposed to the world. I would feel like everyone was seeing my pain. I would feel like I should isolate and just take myself away from the scenery. Life just wasn't making sense anymore. And when it came to this creative space of mine, this YouTube, I also wanted to hide away, which is the reason why I have also been, missing in action for such a long time. I didn't want to come in front of the camera. I felt like you guys were gonna see what was going on, because sometimes I would even film videos on days that I wasn't feeling so well. This was before this, and a subscriber is able to point out, oh Deacon, are you okay? Like, they could see through me and see that I was just like, trying to stay strong and power through the content. Yeah, I felt like everyone would see what was going through if I sat in front of the camera and tried to create content as usual. So it took away my creative confidence as well. I didn't want to show up. I wanted to really, really hide away from everyone. That eventually happened to some extent, because I eventually stayed away from creating content, which I know that most of you guys that have known me from way back, you knew my drive in creating content, making sure that I show up every day. You just didn't see me anymore. My presence was becoming a one-time thing or once in a while thing. That was because I was struggling so much on the inside to just sit in front of my camera and create content. And this is how losing your spark steals from you. Speaking about not being here for a while, please, I'd like to ask for a favor, and that is to thumbs up this video to let YouTube know that you are engaging with this content, because coming around here, the algorithm hasn't really been in my favor, and that's a way to show YouTube that something is happening here again. When you're going through the phase of losing your spark, this is how much of a disservice it is to you, because it steals from you, it steals from your creativity, it steals from your life in such a way that you might or might not get back. And that is why this is one aspect of life that you need to fight like your life depends on it. Now, as regards to my story, it was so bad, it weighed in so heavily on me to the point that I didn't want to go to bed at night. I literally didn't want to sleep because I didn't want to wake up to the pain that I was facing. Every time when evening was coming and then I knew that I needed to go to bed, I would literally be so scared. My heart will be pounding like, oh my God, you're going to go to bed and you're going to wake up and this thing has not disappeared. You're going to have to face another day of this. So this was so hard for me. And slowly, like I said, this was taken away from me, from my personality, from my bubbly self, from my excitement for life. I just wasn't interested in anything anymore. I didn't want to deal with anyone. It was a lot. My shoulders were constantly stiff and stressed, and just carrying so much weight and so much burden. At the point I started feeling this tightness on my jaw as well. And this is how stress shows up. This is how all this emotional density shows up in your life. Like you start becoming, it takes away from you even physically, and you don't even realize it over time. So it was just a lot to deal with. Also, I felt like, and when you're going through anything that is just taken away from your life, you're feeling like this is the end for you. Like you can't, this is it. Like what can it be more than this? Now, how to know that you're currently experiencing this is that nothing excites you anymore. You constantly feel tired even after resting. You feel emotionally numb. You get tired of taking care of yourself. You don't want to invest in those tiny little things that you used to do that used to excite you. You compare yourself to everyone. You no longer feel inspired about anything. You procrastinate constantly. You feel entirely or maybe partially disconnected from your femininity. You feel a strong urge to either isolate yourself or disappear. You could constantly find yourself in dark, moody environment without light. You just want to be stowed away somewhere. Don't recognize your energy anymore. And now the worst thing about this is that people around you might not even notice. If you're not someone that wears your emotions on your sleeves or on your face, people around you might not know what's going on with you because you're still showing up, you're still very functional. Now, a few reasons why you must have lost your spark. Sometimes your spark doesn't just disappear, it gets buried in survival mode. So you've been surviving and not living. When your life becomes constant stress, bills, disappointments, heartbreak, comparison, work, anxiety, exhaustion, personality starts shrinking, you stop being expressive, you stop being playful, you stop even dreaming. Because being in survival modes basically turns us into working machines. Another reason is that you abandon yourself. A lot of us don't lose ourselves in this grand gesture. Sometimes you lose yourself in pieces. So you lose a piece for relationships, a piece for survival, a piece for approval, a piece to become who everyone else wants you to be, and eventually you lose all the pieces and barely could recognize yourself. Another reason is that you've been consuming more than you are creating. So you're constantly scrolling, constantly comparing yourself to other people's lives, other people's personality, other people's success story, other people's beauty, and eventually your identity becomes blurry to you. Your spark needs expression, not just consumption. Another reason is that burnout changed you. Now, burnout doesn't just come dramatically, like I mentioned, in this grand gesture. Sometimes you just find that you've become emotionally flat. You still wake up, you still do what you have to do, but internally, you feel very much disconnected from joy. Next reason could just simply be that you stopped pouring into yourself. So you completely started neglecting yourself and you still expect to feel radiant. No sunlight, no hobbies, no rest, no self-care, no romance with life. And I don't mean this in romantic relationships. I mean you just seeing the beauty in life. And you wonder why you feel dull. You've neglected the simple things that you do to pour into you to make life exciting. Now let's talk about how to get it back. It's usually not about becoming an entire new person. It's more like returning to the person that you've always been. This is not in the concept of retrogressing, but actually progressing in the sense that you find yourself again. Now, the first way we can get this back is to stop waiting to feel ready. Most women, girls that get their spark back, they don't wait for the perfect time. They start while it is messy, while they still feel insecure, while they're still not feeling motivated. The difference is recognition of the point that you are in your life and the shift in your mind to get your life back on track. So start while you're tired. Your spark returns through actions, not when you're still overthinking it. Next is to romanticize life again. One thing about our spark is that it does not survive. It cannot thrive in areas or places that are emotionally colorless. So start dressing nicely at home. Start opening your curtains to let light in. If you're like me, one of the signs that you're going down the drain is constantly wanting to be in a dark place. And that's not who I am. I love light. I love light around me. I'll playfully call myself a child of light. So when I see myself drifting from even physical light, I know that something is definitely wrong somewhere. So if you're like me and that is the way that you go, get light into your space, get light back into your life, go outside and make sure that you experience light. Go back to self-care, wear perfumes for yourself, journal your thoughts so the clutter in your mind can reduce by expression. Take yourself on solo dates, cook yourself good meals, reconnect with your environment, declutter your space, space. That's one thing I've been doing largely recently. I've just been taking every unnecessary thing out of my space to create an ambience that I love. Decorate your space, reconnect with your beauty routine, go back to your skincare routine, the intentional one that you want to see results. Don't just slather things on. Take your time with yourself, take your time in nurturing yourself. These are the simple ways that you can romanticize your life and just bring back that excitement to little things that you've abandoned over time. Femininity needs softness to breathe, but at the same time, it needs the brutality of discipline to survive. Next is to rebuild your confidence through small promises. Now, you don't really rebuild confidence through motivational speeches. While they are great, they are sometimes not sustainable because you tell yourself, oh, I'm the leader of the world today, and tomorrow you don't feel like the leader anymore. You're just like, oh, let's pack this up. But make tiny promises to yourself and stick to it. For example, you say, I'm going to wake up early tomorrow. Wake up early tomorrow. You say, I'm going to work out. Work out. You say, I'm going to post content tomorrow or even today. Go ahead and do that. Every promise you keep to yourself slowly reminds you your reason for being and slowly brings your spark back. The next way to get your spark back is to create again. That is why I'm back on this space. Your spark is deeply connected to self-expressions. We are creative beings, just like God who made us. We are meant to be creative. So get into creating something. You don't have to be in the creative space. Just be your own personal creative. So get into doing something that excites you. Create recipes if you like to cook. Create makeup routines if you do love making up. Film videos, dance, get into music, get into the concept of music. I mean, if that is your thing, you can journal, you can style your outfit. If you're someone that is into fashion, that's something that I personally enjoy doing. I style my outfit all through the week or for the week. So cook, speak, write, whatever you need to do to reconnect with your creative self, because creation reconnects you to aliveness. Next is to heal your environment. Some environments just drain your soul, and I say this from experience. I do know what I'm talking about for this one. If you're in an environment that does not really support the life that you're trying to create or getting your spark back, or just drains you and takes away from your energy, then you might have a tough time trying to achieve this. But at the same time, not a call to run away from your environment, it's a call to make your environment as conducive as possible. So sometimes it's the people around you, your room, your city, your routine, constant negativity, constant chaos, overstimulation. You cannot heal in environments constantly dimming your light. So whatever you need to do to create a conducive environment for you, one thing that I find has been helping me mentally, even around my own environment, has been decluttering. Like I mentioned, I've been taking away pieces and things that I know I don't need in my space. Anything that just lays around and adds no value, or anything that I notice I have not used over time and I keep postponing the usage of it. Oh, I probably need to use this 3 months from now. I just take it away. I'm not dealing anymore. I'm not just storing things. I'm making them occupy space for nothing. I'm taking everything away. And this has been such a game changer for me because I didn't even realize how the visual clutter was affecting me mentally. And just doing that has given me this freshness, this lightheartedness, not just seeing too many things around. But yeah, a way that you can support yourself to get your spark back is by healing your environment. Next would be to reconnect with your body. One thing with losing your spark is you just don't care anymore. You don't care about your body. You don't care about what's happening there. You're not paying attention to, the tiny things you used to pay attention to. You don't pay attention to the little intimate things you used to pay attention to, the changes in your body, your health, even in the other side of things. You know what I mean? If you're a woman, you just constantly neglect yourself. You just don't feel connected to yourself anymore. So the next thing you need to do is reconnect with your body. We are women, and the way that we function is that we function very much. We have to be in sync with womanhood, and that's just what helps make our life easy, because it's not even easy all through the month being a woman. And this, we have like our different phases. So when you're dealing with everything that's going on in your life and different phases of womanhood, it's just a lot to deal with. So you need to reconnect with your body again. Eat nourishing foods that will nourish your body. Walk more, stretch, dance, whatever you need to do to keep your body active. Sleep properly, hydrate, and take good care of your skin. Now, you knew the skin one was going to come because that's also how we express self-care, in taking care of our physical beauty. And that sleep one, I just threw it in there very casually, but it's a very serious one. Usually when you're going through something, you might find yourself losing a lot of sleep, or maybe not even sleeping at all. But when we sleep is when our body has the time to repair itself. So we need a good amount of sleep daily. We need at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep for a good beauty routine. So invest more in sleeping. And for this, I'm not talking about the lazy sleeping when you're just trying to do away with life so you sleep the whole day. No, that's overboard. I mean intentionally sleeping and making sure you are not lacking good sleep. Sometimes your body is begging for care while your mind is begging for purpose, and you must strive to create the balance and give it both. Now, this one is very important, and that would be to stop mourning the old version of yourself. Usually when you identify that you've lost your spark, you go straight into mourning mode. So you keep mourning the old version of yourself. You may never become the exact same girl you were before the depression, the heartbreak, the disappointment, the burnout, but that doesn't mean that you cannot be the best version of the current you. It doesn't also mean that your best version is gone. Maybe she's just evolving. Sometimes, while we might not see it, we need these experiences to take us to our highest self. In my experience, I have seen that after every hard time, a better version of myself evolved even when I wasn't seeing it. But looking at things in hindsight, I'm able to identify that this situation brought me this level of progress. It just depends on what you do with it. The truth is, your spark was never meant to be constant. There are seasons where you feel unstoppable and seasons where you will just feel lost. That's all part of being human. The goal is not perfection. The goal is learning how to return to yourself at every point in time. If lately you haven't felt like yourself, this is your reminder that you aren't dead inside. You're not boring, you're not finished, you're not too late. You're probably just exhausted, disconnected, overstimulated, heartbroken, or yearning for your own love. And maybe your spark isn't gone. Maybe it's waiting for you to come back home to yourself. If this video felt like a conversation you needed, then send it to another girl who you suspect is probably feeling disconnected from themselves, people that you know and love, and you feel like they are not just excited about life anymore. I feel like every woman at this point needs that love, needs someone that just hugs them even from the screen like this, to let them know that it's okay to go through this. It's normal. It's happened to the best of us, and most of us are still trying to work our way through it. We are humans just living for the first time, so we have to give ourselves the grace and we work on also healing our lives. So before we end this video, I wanted to just quickly share this with my book lovers or people who just want to invest more in their journey or their healing journey. This is a book that really helped me during that period of my life, and it is called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. So this is the book, and then I also got the workbook. That's how invested I was in making sure that I just do something about this moment. I see a change and I just hold it down for myself. So if you're interested, this is not sponsored in any way, but I have it linked in the description box so you can check it out. I think it is a very great resource for a moment like this. So that's it for this video, and I do hope that it is helpful to someone out there. If you're on a journey of becoming softer, brighter, more confident, and more alive from the inside out, please subscribe and join the family, because over here we are becoming the women that we dream about. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please give this video a thumbs up. Returning to YouTube, the algorithm has not really been in my favor, so just liking this video can let YouTube know that something is happening here. It goes a long way in helping my channel, so please do that. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and I guess I'll see you in my next one.